So we see quite a few stories online that catches our attention. And it's always important for us to bring some of them to our conversation, you know, because we try to learn from these experiences. So a young lady recently left her 9-month-old marriage because she said that it was based on deceit. According to her, the man lied that he was previously divorced with children, and they got married without her knowing that, having that information. But she did also testify that he was the best husband. I mean, it was the best 9 months of her life. He was such a good lover, and he was indeed a good man. But then she says because she cannot continue her marriage on deceit, she chooses to leave. Now, that was quite an interesting perspective because from the culture that we grew up in, you know, they will tell you that once in this kind of situations, you have to, what was that, or something like that? Or something.
Forgive and move on.
Forgive and move on, you know, and what, is a whole marriage worth losing because somebody lied and now he has even accepted his lie and he's willing to stay with you, but still it's quite unusual. So it's a conversation we should have because as we try to, we're evolving and we're becoming new people, and it's important for information and learn from each other's experiences. So if you would like to join the conversation, call us on 08127053687, 09139076948. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag your view TVC so we can read your tweets. What are your thoughts on this? I mean, interestingly, I ran this by someone recently, I think it was yesterday, and of course, it was the wrong person because she's an older person. She's like,
this small thing.
But in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, for you, it's a small thing, but for a millennial or for somebody who is modern today, it's not such a small thing. What are your thoughts on this? Basically, we have to start.
Yeah, so there's something a friend of mine always says, that if somebody can lie with one thing, the person can lie with so many other things. This is just the one that you have found out. If you are going to quickly forgive and move on, that's fine. But be rest assured that other lies will come out. Because if they can lie consistently for I don't know how long the marriage was, and covered it up so well that you did not sense it, they were comfortable living a lie with you, trust me, there are other lies that will come out. And it's just a matter of time. You will come back to this conversation again. So I would, you know, advise that you sit down and have a conversation. Ask the right questions. Why did you think the truth will hurt me? If, for instance, that's your excuse, because we hear, women don't like the truth. Don't tell them the truth. You see a man who's cheating and just feels, what you don't know will not kill you. I take it away from my wife. I respect my wife. I don't do this. You know, once you tell women the truth, that's the end and all that. That assumption that women cannot handle the truth is a huge fallacy. And I think it takes off that ability for a woman to think and make decisions when you keep pushing a lie because you think that person cannot handle the truth.
Okay, let me come back to you.
Okay.
Because I want to hear your initial thoughts on this first. Okay, what do you think? Do you think it was right for her to say she's throwing away a 9-month-old marriage, which she also attests to the fact that he's a fantastic man. He's a good man, he's a good husband, and she's like, I'm leaving you not because you're a bad person, but because I can't build this on a lie. What do you think about that?
Lying is a bad thing. It doesn't mean that everybody that lies is a bad person. However, the bedrock of every marriage is truth. Your love can go up and go down in marriage, but truth is what holds your marriage together. Like, I know this person has my back. I know whatever you say, I don't need to question it. I don't need to look behind my back. I don't need to be looking into your phone. Once truth is shaken in the marriage, it's like you have destroyed that marriage. You're just cohabiting. So it takes a lot of bravery, a lot of confidence to walk away from it. And I'm so, I feel like she should be celebrated. Like, this is confidence. This is my life. I don't want to live my life on a lie. And I'm happy that she did not demonize him. It took a lot of maturity. Some people would take that drama and turn it into my world has ended. She acknowledged he's a good man. He lied about this thing. I cannot trust him again.
Do you think it's easier because there's no children involved?
Many people manage marriages because they feel like, what would happen? What would people say? I cannot continue. I'll just manage. You find out things. You find out he's secretly married. You find out he has children. You will stay there. I think that it has a lot to do with the kind of person, the kind of woman in that relationship or man in that relationship. I feel that this is a strong woman. I pray she finds love again, or if it is possible, she's able to reconnect with this man, because she already mentioned that for now, she just cannot think of having a relationship with him. She would love him from afar. But I want us to, I don't want people to, they castigated her on social media that what's there, somebody lied, and you say he loves you, you cannot forgive, what's there?
Okay,
What's there is he lied. And that for me is a big deal.
Okay, let me come to you, Nima. Let me hear your thoughts, because I'd like to hear your thoughts on this.
You choose your battles, now they live this life. You see, if you have a good thing, why not focus on that small good thing than focus on a lot of bad things? It's like looking in a white paper and there's just that dot of the lie, and you focus on only that dot of the lie. I like that she's matured enough, because most people are not magnanimous in anger. She was magnanimous to acknowledge his good sides. And I looked at it and said, if you find the truth sayers, they don't have good sides sometimes. You know, the most religious persons sometimes they can't be good husbands. The holiest of people can't be good wives. Sometimes people come with their personality over. For you to find a kind-hearted partner in marriage is work in itself. Forgive that small thing. Especially for the 9 months marriage, 9 months marriage thing. He had kids outside. Hold on, no. I don't want to cough.
Now one for you.
How is he taking care of those children? Do you know what his past was like, telling other women he tried to move on with? That, you know, I had children, how they reacted? What caused that? Because if you focus on that, that three children...
There could have been a reason why he kept quiet.
There could have been a reason. And he didn't lose his personality. If you're clear that he wasn't acting out a good man for you, you're so certain that you yourself said, if this was the best relationship, just this one lie, you know, and you have already found out. Imagine the people who died, whose husbands died, before they find out they are perfect match husbands. You know, lied all their lives. So how do you deal with it? Because what we are going to see over time is that men will not decide, okay, let me not be telling anybody, or break off and abandon children from former marriages. He was clearly divorced. He wasn't in a marriage and in a relationship with you, know. He was clearly divorced. We go choose the one we go fight to. What I would not forgive is that he abandoned those 3 children after the divorce, that he wasn't maintaining the wife. All of those questions I would ask, I will clarify it. Once I don't clarify them, this marriage will continue. Because I can imagine, in fact, a week to my wedding, a friend asked me that question just out of the blue. I remember her, Dele just came and said, madam, you want to marry, What if you find out that your husband has a child? I said, we go collect children. I did not even think it. It was just out of the spur, because I would not lose a good thing over a past. Okay. It has to be something that affected me directly.
Please, there is no excuse for a lie. You know why? Because women marry men with children. If it was a woman that had children, we would understand. When you're bringing a woman home that has had kids, your parents will question, ask a lot of things. Even when the woman is older than you, they will ask a lot of questions. They don't like that. But a man in Africa, there's no excuse for that lie. People will jump on him. So he knows the reason people have not been jumping on him. And what makes you think that niceness is not a compensation for the lie he has told? What makes you think he's a really good man? He could have been compensating you and treating you nicely because he knows that he's hiding something somewhere. That could be why you are seeing a good man. And also, a lot of women, because they have been badly treated by so many people, when they now meet someone who just smiles a little, they assume he's a good person because that's all they know. Ask yourself questions. If he's really a good man, he would have brought it out to you. This is it. Should we continue or should we not? That's the
reason why we find this interesting, because if we look at this just 15, 20 years ago, this kind of situation happened, everybody, the family will be like, are you okay? He has divorced this woman. So what exactly is your headache exactly? Because that's the conversation we would have had 20 years ago. But it's interesting, and I think I'll go back to how we've changed. How women today, young women say, you know what?
We want better.
They are divorced. Yeah. They are demanding much better. They are demanding more. They're increasing the standard of the kind
for
of men
themselves.
So I think this is also feedback
for men.
This is feedback.
Tell us how it's.
So especially the new generation men that listen, these girls ain't playing.
I think it's payback you guys are doing.
It's not payback.
So wait.
No. Let me stay on your side. Let me stay on your side. Let me because all of us can.
I'll stay
on your side. So in staying on your side, I mean, I hear you, and I think I agree that the truth is that maybe she was too hasty. This is something that can be resolved. Yes, he lied. People lie, even you as a person lie. We all lie. Auntie, I'm sure. Wait, Auntie,
possible.
I'm sure would have lied at some point. So lying is everybody's
There is
lying.
lie and there is lie. There's a lie. There's lie. There are different grades of. There is lie of this.
Lie na lie.
I did not.
Why
There is
There is
lie and there is different grade of
lie.
you.
Why
You dated.
Sin is sin.
You all through dating, you hid 3 children,
A whole
3 grown
They
children.
didn't date. Let's break down this relationship.
Okay.
Talk about, wait.
See,
This
you married
particular
9 months.
relationship.
You married 9 months, and he never came out. Like you never mentioned it. What happened was he took your mother-in-law to blot out. He slip of tongue. Happened to the mother-in-law to mention that there were 3 children.
Chineke, whole 3.
What you don't kill me finish with that now.
A whole
You will kill me.
Hey,
You will
this
sacrifice
marriage-
me.
This marriage itself was celebrated for the shortest courtship. This marriage that we are talking, the one we are analyzing, was celebrated for the shortest courtship. We met US to Uganda, somewhere across the African country. And, you know, he just came in and boom.
And he could not talk.
And wedding. Me, I don't know whether they could talk, but I believe that there was no time enough for talk. Because the thing just happened like that.
It was
But wait,
deliberately
guys,
being
This
deceptive.
is not me trying to justify, you know.
Something wrong.
But I'm saying that, do we kill a rat with a
sledgehammer.
sledgehammer?
Well, this one is right, so this one is lying.
No,
It's your
Tope.
choice.
Okay, so we're going to
Divorce is not the only divorce is not the only resolution to this.
Good man. He lied. How do we weigh? That's the conversation we
Good
have.
is
After
subjective.
still discussing this young lady who decided to leave a 9-month-old marriage because her husband didn't tell her that he was previously divorced and have children. And she did attest to the fact that he is a good man, but she rather just love from afar. I know lots of mothers and grandmothers will be rolling their graves in this kind of situation. They're wondering, what
children of this age?
What have we
because
not
there's
seen
what
under
of
the sun?
children of this age.
What have we not seen under the sun? What is new under the
But
sun?
we've heard, I've heard a story of a man who was married to an American, had about 2 or 3 children also. They had issues, maybe even separated, came to Nigeria to start a whole new life, married somebody fresh. The woman, maybe they got into about 5 or 6 years to marry first. She now found out that there was a previous woman who they had divorced and had children. Now, she didn't leave because according to her, she's now the legal wife because he had actually divorced that one. And that one is in America. So she was willing to accept these children as her husband's children. But in this situation, on the flip side, why do you think this woman wasn't willing to say, you know what? Okay, yes, you lied. Because I love you, I will take the children as ours, but, you know, I need time to cool off. This is really bad, but you know what? I will cool off.
You know, now women are becoming masculine and women are asserting positions and doing their own back. All the things that were done to their ancestors, female ancestors, they're doing their own back. Because men in those days will not accept even that I had an abortion. I had a relationship that led to pregnancy. And that's a past matter. Once they said it those days, you have aborted before. It's like you have died before. You have resurrected. I cannot marry a dead person. That's how men used to react. So it's now time. Women are so empowered now to say, well, 3 children? How can you keep 3 children in secret? In those days, when they used to do the way I would have done it, the way they used to do it those days, I'll bring those children. First of all, bring your children inside. The responsibility you will take. If the circumstances do not allow you, bring those children, you will put those responsibilities because let your child head not go and block my child from coming.
There are many proverbs that just further disempowers women and enforces
I'll come to you. Let me take this one from Abuja. Good morning.
I don't tire for Nima.
Good morning, Abuja from Abuja. Steve, are you there?
Yeah, good morning,
You're
everyone.
live.
Good morning.
Go ahead, please.
Good morning. All right, thank you. This is an interesting one, and I'm a married man with 4 kids, and based on experiences, I think what I'm going to just throw into what you guys are discussing. I'm going to give you guys 3 principal things. Number 1, when you are dating, courtship, friendship is a different thing. Number 2, you cannot know everything about who you're dating within courtship and dating or friendship, whatever you may call it. And number 3, by the time you get married, it's a different ball game to whom you think you've known for years or for months, irrespective of how long you guys were dating. Now, for this thing that happened, it's a 50-50 thing. She's not. The fact that she according to what I heard one of you saying, that she was hasty in dissolving it, emotions play out, anger can play out, and psychologically, that was what just pushed her. That's why a lot of people take decision and later they regret. And I just heard you people saying this just now and again, that she attests to the fact that the guy is a good guy. So she's not even supposed to do that in a hasty manner. Now, this goes to everybody. Haven't seen what has played out. No matter whom you are getting married to, get ready to get divorced and be ready to take decision inside the marriage.
Thank you.
You must take that decision before the marriage, because a lot of things will come out during marriage that you don't know during courtship. So you must be bold enough, both
Thank
the
you,
lady
Stephen.
and the man to be mature to
Thank you very much,
so that
Stephen,
you
for your
remain in your
perspective.
marriage. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, let me come to you. Do you think this woman really, sincerely, wholeheartedly loved this man? Because there could be a point where maybe he was the guy that loved more than the woman. Because if your love was at par and that was equal, maybe you won't make a drastic decision. So you know what, I'm out of here. But when there's some relationships where the man's love is so much more that you are just there because he's a good guy. And now you now found this, it's easy for you to work out. Do you think that could have been a factor?
I think that, you see, when we start comparing who loves more, or who loves less, we are trying to quantify love. That for me is not, it can't work. You really cannot quantify love. I think that you should love yourself enough. You should love yourself more. I cannot love my husband more than I love myself. I cannot love my husband and then die because I'm inside the love. I must love myself enough to survive so that I can contribute meaningfully to that marriage. So I don't think it's a case of whether she loves the husband as much as the husband loves her, or maybe the husband loves her more. It's a case of I love myself and I want to preserve myself, and I don't see how I will be in this marriage going forward without living in fear and living in anxiety and being watchful. And that was a decision that took a lot of courage to take, and I acknowledge that she made a decision that worked for her. You can't tell me how and what I should take in my marriage. Some people take things that you be saying, lie, I will never take this one. When you enter, you take it, or you even take worse. And some people will say, I cannot stand this. This is a deal breaker for me. I'm not going to deal with it. You can decide to sleep with everybody, but when it comes to my parents, don't talk to my parents anyhow. You'll be wondering, but your parents were the one that looked for insult, but don't talk to my parents anyhow. And that's a deal breaker, and that can lead to the head of the marriage. So for everybody, they know what is so important to them. But for me, universally, truth is the basis of marriage. Truth and trust. And if you don't have truth and you don't have trust in marriage, then you don't have a marriage.
Does it mean that everything
CEO.
is closed?
When it comes to business,
Everything that
So
you
the
want to
thing is,
trust.
you know, this patriarchy we talk about most of the time. It's unfortunate that it's women that have enforced patriarchy over the years. The men have been excused for so many bad behaviors over the years. And now women will call you out when you hold on to the right standards that you want for yourself. It's okay to get upset. It's okay to feel betrayed. It's okay to say, I'm carrying my bag, I'm taking a leave. I want to either separate so that I can think, go to a place where I can heal myself. It's like beating me and telling me not to cry. It's okay. So this woman now has been heartbroken. We're not even looking at that direction. We're saying whether love, you love him, you have him, you not have him. She's heartbroken. She feels betrayed. This is somebody who probably they started that relationship and she said in her heart, she's going to build a home with this person. We are working together. We have a vision. Only for me to find out, see, there are some mistakes that you make without a physical landmark that can slide. You dated 100 people, you had so and so, and there was no landmark. To have children, 1, 2, 3, and maybe they were all boys, that's a heavy landmark. And that woman needs to be given her time, as long as she wants to take it, to think for herself, to process, to heal, and decide, should I forgive and move on into the... Remember that she's going to come into that home, and she will love those kids. She will love those. She will have to deal with having those kids. Whether the kids are in or not, when they are making decisions for her own children later in life, they will consider those children. She has to play that role. So she needs to be in a right frame of mind to choose for herself whether she wants to play the role or she wants to take a walk. And nobody should judge her for it, I beg.
I think that was very well said and put together. And I think it makes a lot of sense because sometimes we overlook all that needs to go under. These are things, these are weightier issues that must be considered before accepting this situation.
Her being prepared for that, for what she's going to face when it comes to accepting his children. But I don't think that it is a magic wand thing. It's a process. Even if she was told while dating, she will meet those children, she will grow to love them. She will not just switch on to loving them. So it is a decision that is so you take in the calmest, most. They met on TikTok. They were married in a month. She was hasty to marry. And she was as hasty as she was to decide to enter it, to get out of it.
Yeah, so that's her nature.
Life
That's
is
her
not like
nature.
that. So it's something that we can even fault in itself. And when you talk about this, we must love ourselves, we must love ourselves. There's a line, people don't draw this line of self-love anymore. There's a line that you cross and you're just selfish. There's a line you cross and you're plain, simple selfish.
I agree.
You will not think of every other person but yourself. And in life, we cannot be all alone in every decision that we make. It must affect other people. And you must put that in perspective.
So
This woman has come in and admitted by herself that this is a person who puts every other thing first, except this disclosing. He did not bury these children. No. He just didn't disclose these children. I am not justifying what he has done. I'm saying it's a forgivable thing. It's something you can move on from and even be a better person. Why do you want to destroy life and break the calabash, pour the water away, everything because of this one lie? The same you who wasn't calm enough to date or give yourself time to marry.
So I can see there are two sides of the story, which is great. Let's take a few comments and wrap up on this.
So
Comments on social
someone
media.
said that someone was asking that if it was assuming it was the other way around, Adeoye Oladayo says, if it was the other way around, the man no go agree, continue with the marriage if she was the one who with kids before marriage and hid it from him. Someone else said that she should renegotiate rather than ending the marriage. That's from Esther Maris. A woman says the guy should have just told the truth. Adedotu Adekpoju said if they had courted for long, definitely the guy would have told her. I wonder how long it takes to say, I have 3 children.
We have
Interesting. The lady said that if he had actually told her in the beginning, she would have still liked him.
She liked him.
It's also fair.
He's just a liar.
Olorogun says, I discovered through my wife's Facebook conversation that she had previously married for 4 years and divorced.
Bagan.
I didn't immediately ask her. I waited for over a year before asking her. She denied but later admitted. It didn't change anything for me. I still love her and adore her.
That's his style.
That's a lie.
No, but that is his style.
What did they talk? What did he say? Be like? You've not seen such a thing.
Where a woman will get married first, I will not hide it. We'll hide it from her. Like, that's
Morayo.
That's highly unlikely.
I know someone who was married
A
first.
woman.
A
No,
woman.
we hardly do that.
She was married
Hide her
first.
children.
Wait, she did not just hide the marriage and the divorce. She hid the children.
How do you hide? If it's one child, I understand, but children.
The uncle was carrying children on his, seeing children on his mother-in-law's back, and they were admitting they were her last-borns, and they were her grandchildren. Wow. I've seen that one. I have seen weddings scatter in the
You've seen too much.
I've seen too much.
You've seen too much.
Wait. If my neighbors were watching today, they will remember that wedding. Zone car park wedding.
But a woman
that
can-
scattered on the wedding day for
A
something
woman
like
that
this.
can do that is a red
What
flag.
are you saying?
Wickedness.
Let me go on a break.
He's a liar.
There's nothing we have not seen on that.
I want us to wrap up, but it seems like there's still more angles. And the angles is the fact that, you see, sometimes when we celebrate stuff like this happening to others, we try to see it from their own perspective. When we bring it home where you have a sister or you have a brother that is going through this, how would you advise your sister? Would you say, dump the marriage and move on? Or would you say, let us see how we can work it out? That's really, let's bring it home. Is it possible?
Don't be quick to react.
Eh?
Don't be quick to react.
Don't be quick to react.
Yeah,
Process
I
it.
get the don't make hasty decisions. Emotional decisions are often wrong decisions that you might regret. Take your time. But I would ask, how is she doing? I'm not going to ask, how would you feel about what people will say? I would not ask, this is what people will say. I will not ask, this is how your parents will feel. My concern is, how are you feeling? Can you stay in this marriage? Would you still be able to look into the man's eye and believe if he says he loves you? Would you be able to continue with this relationship? It is about this person. Oladidis wrote online that this lady has got a marker on her head, a divorcee. If I were her, I would have stayed.
Wow.
That's society dictating what you should do.
Exactly.
So because you've divorced,
Oladide alone
it means that
society.
you are a package.
In an
Because you're a divorcee.
Hey.
Divorcee is not a marker on your head.
Hey.
It's a reality of what happened to you, and you have moved on. You're stronger. You bring a lot of value to the table.
Absolutely.
Being a divorcee, and that's why people hide these things. Please, for men, this is a major lesson. He loved a woman, and from hiding this truth, it's cost him his marriage. If only he just said the truth, he might not have lost this marriage. We should stop labeling people based on their past experiences.
Yeah.
They had children. They divorced. Whatever it is, she's still a human being. He's still a human being. Take him at the value he brings to the table.
Okay.
So, I think we all should learn to stop defining ourselves by the caps that we wear. That's where the problem is. We derive our sense of identity from the many roles that we play. I am a wife. I am a doctor. I am the waker. I am a Morayo Afolabi Brown. that's your name. I am a presenter. I am a TV host. I am a scientist. And so when life situations happen and you have to drop one of those caps, or those caps are taken off you, you lose your sense of self-worth. You think that you are no longer anybody in the society because you have been defined by those caps you wear. I am Obiajulu Olabisi Ugbo. I was not born to be a wife. I was not born to be a mother. I was not born to... It's part of the caps that I wear and the roles that I play. And any of them can go tomorrow. I am a TV presenter today. It may go tomorrow. I am a medical doctor today. It may go tomorrow. Those are roles that we fit in. Should we derive our sense of self-worth when any of those roles drop because of life situations? I think we need to calm down in, tagging people divorcee.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying this. Tagging people, oh, you have left your marriage. You are no longer anybody meaningful in the society. I think that is all shades of wrong.
Okay.
However, you asked the question, if this person was my sister.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, we have to
ahead.
wrap up on this, but I think the truth is, I think we're all saying the same thing in different ways. Yes, we agree that she should be allowed to make her own decisions, and everybody, these kind of decisions are relative. You react based on how your own experiences, which is true. The other part of it is that sometimes don't make hasty decisions, because either we might still end up the same conclusion, where after taking your time, separating and healing, you realize that this man is deceptive in different ways, and I choose not to go. So you might still end up at the same result.
There's a
but it's
worst
the way.
part of it.
Yeah.
You're in love with someone you didn't want to forgive. Not that you are unable to. And then you move on. I'm just saying, wait, you move on. And you find people you think you love, but you keep looking back to the perfect love that you thought you had, that you didn't forgive. This woman has not found closure. This thing, everything's just all shades of wrong.
For now,
The guy did wrong.
according to you.
But you did what's wrong. You don't do two wrongs, don't make any right.
No, it's
That's
not for
where
you
I see
to
it.
judge, no.
She would continue to look back. She will continuously look back for the rest of her life.
may
Because she admitted, this love I enjoyed. This love, if I would love from afar. How do you love from afar? So now you will now carry ex's belly to your new marriage.
No.
If you're not careful.
That's
I'm
judging
just
her
saying,
outcome
I'm not
for her.
judging. I'm not
That's
judging.
judging
I'm
her
saying,
outcome. She can
if-
still move on and not look
if
back.
you are
It
in
was
love-
good while it lasted,
if you are
but
in
now
love
I have to
with
move
your
on.
partner, your husband, forgive him.
Okay.
That's your
It's
own-
good to
That's
forgive,
it.
but can we give people time to do that
Forgive
forgiveness?
means that you
Can we
can
give people
make
time?
it work.
Can we
Can we
forgive
give
and
people
still
time?
separate?
Yes.
No, that's
Can
not
we give people
forgiving.
time?
That's-
No, you can't
Forgiveness
That's
takes a
breaking the
process.
table.
No.
It takes a process. Can we allow people go into their own process? It took me time to forgive certain people that hurt me. I had to go through that process. Don't shorten it for them, because that's what happens. They will not start living with resentment
you kill
in that
them?
marriage.
No.
They will start living with resentment in that marriage because they've not been given
Stop
time to
making it
process
seem impossible
and
to
forgive.
forgive.
It's
I'm
possible.
not saying it's
You
impossible
do not have to
forgive
be in
me and listen to me.
resentment of people that you forgive.
No,
Yeah.
you're not
You
getting
don't
the
have to
point.
be in
So when
resentment
you
of
cut
them.
short the process, you will live with
How
resentment.
the process one be?
You,
Okay, wait.
It's different for different people. It's different for different
Let us
people.
hear each other. So you're saying, yes, you need to forgive, but your own forgiveness is
It's instant.
maybe you
No,
should
no.
forgive while you are in that marriage.
It's a
while you are
process
there.
itself, but you
Process
can be
within.
there.
You are saying you process without being in that marriage.
When you
and
don't
take
come
as
out
long
of
as
that
that
person.
person.
to be
So we'll
in
both
or
agree that we
without.
should forgive at some point.
Yes.
Right.
Forgiveness is given, but I don't need to forgive you and stay with you. I can forgive you and move out of that space, and that should also be okay.
No
No
lover.
judgments.
We need to wrap up. That's all we can take, guys. I think on the nutshell, we all agree that the lady needs time to process what happened, which is understandable. It's been 9 months of her life. Now, she can therefore choose to process it outside or even within, because some women will choose to forgive you within the home where they're still there, they're hurt. They'll give you time within the house where at least they still have their home. But this woman says, no, she'd rather stay out of it to process. Maybe eventually she might move back to this man.
Yeah.
We don't know. But the point is that people should be allowed to heal, and men should understand that deceit no longer holds sweet. And Nigerian women,
Expecting higher
today,
standards.
our women today will not allow deceit in any marriage.